Are you able to listen to me? Very well. Well, good morning to each one of you. This good morning is for three reasons. Number one, and the major reason, is that this college has activated a domain in the National Assessment and Accreditation from the organizational and the administrative point of view, which is very critical and important. So I congratulate you, sir, and all the people for taking this action. I'm also happy that the Pune University has taken a lead, and we have with us people who have enormously got involved into this. Thirdly, I'm more happy that people who were deeply invested and invented the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, and also later on written n number of very competitive books, they all are present here. And here I refer four persons. I find it in the audience, and that's why there are many people across the country who have been involved in the NAAC for more than 10 years now. 14? 20? 22 years. Good Lord. I spent my 22 years with this system. See, even you lose the number. But I'm very happy that Dr. Ganesh Hegde, and later on now I will call him Ganesh, is with me right from the day one, in the first batch which we picked up. Because when I was asked to establish NAAC, what was agreed by the MHRD and the UGC was that this is an opportunity which you have to take it right from the 0th day, and you are the only person who is appointed. You find the people and the persons. The story never stopped there, because when I was communicating with the then Prime Minister, who was the Education Minister earlier, and also the person G. Rama Reddy, who was the chairperson of the University Grants Commission, of which I was the member earlier. And when I was asked by the then Prime Minister that this is the responsibility you have to take, what is your condition? I said, I have just three conditions. Number one condition is that the development of quality, instrument for quality, for such a great nation like India, which has 30 states and 9 central entities, with so many universities, so many students, so many my colleagues like teachers, it's a very challenging task. So, if I had to succeed, I would work below Vindhya. Did you get my word, below Vindhya? That means not in the north, either in the south or the west, either in the Maharashtra or Karnataka. You choose. Government can take a decision. So that is my second condition, I said. And the third condition, I said, that I be given a status of a central university vice chancellor with all the powers as are needed to run at that time 185 universities. So I am supreme to all of them, because when we are pushing this, you need to have a power. Intelligence, we will work it out. Execution is the job of the college principal or the management. So that is the third condition. And if you agree to that, I will accept. The Prime Minister looked at me and said, I have never come across any such person who dared to tell to the Prime Minister what should be done and what should not be done. And he said that we agree with everyone. Because I know, he said, that this is not today's story. What does that mean? When Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, he pushed several changes in India, and one of them was Information Communication Science and Technology, ICT. It was Rajiv Gandhi felt that this country need to use the information communication science and technology if we are to grow. That means we need computers. That means you need power to deliver whatever material information you have, and you must have power also to connect everybody. And how to do that? That is the task Prime Minister wishes to do. And he said that I have appointed a committee with Dr. Vasanta Govarikar, who was the director of the Kerala activity. He would be guided, and to guide him, I am also identifying a very young professor from the Pune University who is doing a wonderful job, and that was me. These were the two people he picked up, both from Maharashtra. But the Maharashtra gave the quality to the entire country. Why all these things happen? It was not an easy task. Absolutely not easy task. Because initially I picked up 7 people, and none of them were either scientists or well-established, well-known academicians, but they were devoted to the academics and the research. So I picked these people, because you always get fresh persons. Give them the ideas. And we used to sit every day in the morning from 9 to 12 together, how to develop this. Because that was not very new idea. New idea in the sense that as far as India is concerned, it was new idea. But India has a big history. And when I started thinking how am I to go and how I should do, it was a big challenge. And I'm not going to go into that big story now. There is a book written on that, when the NAAC became the 10 years old. My story of NAAC there I have written. But now when I see after such a long time and struggling, I realize that yes, it was not a silly idea to see that assessment and accreditation. It is not accreditation and assessment. People can always confuse. Assessment is first. You assess the thing first, and that is what the colleges are supposed to do. You assess your own system, whether the changes are happening. And then the body will decide where to mark it, accredit. That is a task. And later I found there are so many people who have been writing about it. There was a lot of criticism, more criticism, but there were also people who started writing. And one of the person who wrote was H.V. Deshpande, right in front of me. He has written 3 books or 4, I don't know how many now. 2. He wrote it in Marathi that time also. I don't know how many you have. He is going to talk today. But that was the first draft he sent it to me. By that time I had left the NAAC. I think I had come as a Vice Chancellor of Pune University and then moved to Delhi. Really, I never wanted to leave the NAAC. But P.V. Narasimhan Rao, our P.C. Alexander, who was the governor of Maharashtra, after I finished, I did not finish even the term of NAAC, but he said that last time you said that, sorry sir, I have taken a responsibility. And now you cannot say sorry sir, you have to come back and change the Pune University. I think I succeeded partially in a different manner. Science Congress, 50 years of NAAC, Pune University, and many things. But there also I was not stopped by the Prime Minister again, and I was pushed to Delhi. But that is not my personal ambition or direction. Because when I was going through the process of NAAC and thinking about how to go about, deliberate, see, because this is a huge country, it was impossible. So one of the actions, in fact, that time, there were about 4,800 university level teachers and the college level teachers. To all 4,800 personal letters I have written across the country, 4,500 letters written, signed personally to Deshpande sir, or people like that. I never knew that, because everybody has to be told why quality, why assessment, what is the challenge. I wrote each and every letter. And at that time, out of 185 colleges, universities, I visited 122 universities. Talked with the Vice Chancellor, talked with the teachers, and out of 4,700 colleges across the country, I visited 2,315 colleges. Across the country, I was just scanning. Wherever I am going, I will pick. Come on, Ganesh, you come for this. Come, you come. Everywhere I used to give a lecture. Everywhere I used to tell, what is the need? Same thing. A teacher, unfortunately, repeats the same knowledge for years after years after years. That is the tragedy of our classes. We don't change with the time. But I had taken such a task where people was not understanding. In fact, I have been abused, capital letters. In North, in Kerala, when I was delivering a talk, my first introduction to the people, he said that he is the person, UGC, MHRD has asked him to do that, so he will talk. And Mr. Vice Chancellor was sitting. So after I started talking and telling that what is the quality, why it is necessary, all the changes that now you people have done, within maybe 10 minutes or 12 minutes he got up, the Vice Chancellor got up. He said that to all his teachers, friends, what Professor Arun Nigvekar is talking is a nonsense. It's a useless thing. This country will not accept it. So I don't want you to listen to him also. So please go back to your departments and do your work. I'm going to my office, and all of them left. When a Vice Chancellor says something, teachers leave. I was sitting alone in that big hall and saying, what next I have to do? How I am going to take these people with me? This is a story, and there is nothing wrong that in my book I have written. I have not now written the names of the people. There is nothing wrong about that. But that was a story. And at the other end of the Uttar Pradesh, in Delhi, and Delhi has many interesting universities, you know that. They abused me by throwing the paper balls. Go back, go back. You are talking nonsense. Go back. That I have also seen. And I have also seen wonderful Vice Chancellors who said this is something new. This is something in a different direction. To cut the story short, and then the books by people like Deshpande, and now I have not seen his book, but I heard about it. Terdalkar. I hope he's there. He's coming later on. Okay. And Bhushan Puranik. Good. There are many. Every state has written a lot of things. But why I told you all these things? Just to say that how great I am? No. I just want to say that in this country, to do any metamorphic change requires a huge amount of efforts, energy, and willingness to work. And that is the point what my friend is doing now. And I am referring to a week. Good work there. Everybody, there are so many now people who are doing. So when I come to such activity and deliver a talk after 20 years, after struggling, and as it happened, I became the chairperson of the UGC. And when NAAC completed 10 years, under my chairmanship, as a chairman of the UGC, I was celebrating NAAC. I was giving an award to NAAC. What an interesting combination. The person who created it, who becomes the chairperson of the UGC and celebrates the entity which created it. But there were much larger people. Because we had a president with us. And the president really talked